Hello and welcome back to my Lady Boss YouTube channel. So today we're going to talk about the 10 ways on how to stay motivated and consistent. So just in general, we are all just super different, and there's going to be so many different things that are going to help motivate us. So that's why it's really important to understand what really motivates you personally, because that is going to make the difference between your successes and your failures. And the more that you really do try to understand yourself, that's what's really going to put forth those efforts, and it's going to really help you be consistent in order to achieve and accomplish things. So before we do get started into this video, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as I am here to empower you to be the game changer in your own life, as I post weekly videos every single Thursday about personal growth, self-development, how to achieve a confident lifestyle, and just how to achieve your overall happiness. So, and definitely don't forget to comment down below, as I love to connect with each and every single one of you. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the 10 ways in order to help motivate you and to stay consistent. My tip number 1 on how to stay motivated and consistent is to do things with purpose. So you need to figure out why you're doing something and why this is what is motivating you in order to want to make this a goal of yours and something to accomplish. Because no matter what, you're always going to need to figure out what is pushing and driving you, and that is what's really going to help you stay on track. So just always think about what is actually pulling you and getting you out of bed to wake up in the mornings. Or maybe it's time to write out a list of things of why this goal of yours is just so important, just so it keeps your purpose right in front of you. So anytime you set a goal and that's something having to do with you finding purpose for yourself, that is what is going to keep you the most consistent and motivated in order to accomplish those things. So my tip number 1 pretty much prefaces my tip number 2, where you need to figure out who and what you don't want to become. So say you want to not financially have to struggle because you saw your parents do that while you were growing up. Or maybe that you don't like your current living situation, or maybe that the career path you chose is just not for you. Or even maybe you just want to kind of get rid of a negative mindset. So whatever it is that you do not want to become or that you do not want to have within your life, that is going to create a stepping stone in order for you to know where to start. And by just having that to fuel you and to just drive you, that is what is going to always keep those achievements, those goals, and anything that you have set for yourself. It's going to help you continue along that journey and to keep progressing forward and to continue to do this for a very long time, so it's not going to be short-lived. My tip number 3 on how to stay motivated and consistent is to always remember to have fun. So do things that bring you enjoyment, excitement, brings that burning desire and passion and just that overall fun, because that is going to be one of the greatest motivators. Because just think of all those times that you didn't do things that were fun and you ended up kind of being miserable. You either dropped the ball, weren't consistent, and decided to just not even complete that whole task or achievement or goal at all. So just in general, personally for me, I don't do anything that makes me miserable. I don't pursue it. I don't want it in my life. So that's why I only focus on things that bring me a lot of joy and excitement, because that's what keeps life just going for me. And the fact that if you decide to choose to not be miserable, to choose yourself and to choose joy, that's where you're going to see the biggest overall change. And I guarantee you will definitely see a lot more consistency in your life. My tip number 4 on how to stay motivated and consistent is to tackle procrastination head on. So there's so many times where we either make excuses or we just waste a lot of time rationalizing why we haven't even started on anything. So the best way is to just, instead of focusing on procrastination, just get to work immediately. And that's where the best way to even start anything is just do things even if you're not completely ready. So make it a goal, make it a plan to just do it and stop complaining. My tip number 5 in order to be more motivated and consistent is to make sure you are in alignment with what you want. So pay attention to what you're focusing on and what you're surrounding yourself with, because a lot of times your sphere of influence really makes a huge difference. So that can be anything. It can be who you're watching on YouTube, who you're following on Instagram, who you're hanging out with. There's so many different things or people that are around us that you need to be careful who you bring into your sphere, because if they're not bringing good energy, positive vibes, if they're not people who you actually look up to or admire or things that you want more of in your life, those are the things that you cannot have within your sphere. So if someone is always drama this, or just gossiping, or just not having the type of financial wealth that you want, or not having the type of goal orientation that you want, or work ethic that you want, those are things that you need to really pay attention to and figure out if those are things that you need to really cut out in your life. Because I swear your sphere and the influences that you bring into your life are really going to determine how you're going to be consistent and how your motivation level will be throughout your whole entire life journey. My tip number 6 on how to stay motivated and consistent is to seize the power of deadlines. So I cannot tell you that setting deadlines is really helpful. It helps you set realistic timelines and just sets a good time frame on when you need to accomplish something. Because what that actually does, it helps sets up a process for you to know on how you need to get to that end goal or end point, and just be consistent throughout that whole entire journey. So I don't know about you, but some people really do flourish when they have deadlines. Because I remember when I was in college and I waited literally till the last minute to study for like my final exam or midterm or whatever it was, and I just cranked it out, still got it done, passed the class and all of that. So sometimes putting that little tiny pressure on yourself and putting and implementing those deadlines will actually really help you be consistent at the end of the day. My tip number 7 on how to stay motivated and consistent is to stop multitasking. So this is very hard even for me, where if you're busy, it's so hard to just not try to do so many things at once. So multitasking is something that a lot of us really do, but it's also really a bad habit. But what I really want you to try to focus on is to not try to divide up your attention. I want you to go ahead and stay focused and give your undivided self to that task at hand. So I'll give you 2 different suggestions. Like, you can either time block so you can get X amount of things or several amount of things done in one day. Or what you can do is you can break up your week. You can do things on specific days. So you can do like something every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or you can do another thing every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So a good example is like when I do YouTube, I make sure that every Tuesdays are the days that I record. Every Wednesday, that's when I go ahead and do editing. And then on Thursdays, I upload. So it's kind of having and setting that schedule for yourself. So you're not kind of trying to multitask. You're just kind of focusing in and honing in on that one task at hand, setting either time blocking schedules for yourself or setting day schedules for yourself. So those things are just going to help you stay super consistent with getting things done and your tasks at hand. My tip number 8 on how to stay motivated and consistent is to visualize yourself succeeding. So this is a really important technique to have, because if you go ahead and just visualize yourself succeeding or just celebrating your wins, that's how you will be able to see how much progress that you've made. And being able to see your progress really does honestly motivate you. And you're like, okay, wow, I came so far, or accomplished so much already, or I'm honestly really proud of myself. So having those things and just recognizing and making yourself realize like you can do this and you're actually achieving and moving towards something, that'll really help you stay consistent. And also too, sometimes it also does point out areas where maybe you need to work on and improve on, because anything in life in general, you're a work in progress. So if you go ahead and just tweak or change or do something differently to make yourself a better person or to improve your lifestyle, and that's where sometimes it might just give you like a little bit of an ego boost, so it keeps making you move forward and to progress. My tip number 9 on how to stay motivated and consistent is to have a step-by-step action plan. So instead of always being in that like thinking stage or just planning stage, you really have to start implementing those steps, and you have to really create a roadmap for yourself, because if you don't, you're just going to kind of be stagnant, plateau, and just not get anywhere. So you have to do those action steps. You have to create a process for yourself from like beginning to end in order to be able to achieve or accomplish those tasks that you want to get done. Because you know, like when you buy furniture at IKEA, where it gives you those picture drawings of instructions on how to build your dresser. Same thing with your life. You have to build out that step-by-step picture and those step-by-step instructions on how to get to that end goal. My last and final tip on how to stay motivated and consistent is to starve all distractions. So I want you to go ahead and focus on creating your perfect environment where you're not getting interrupted by things and distractions that really are going to interrupt your flow and just daily processes. Because we all know that a lot of us do get distracted by our phones. Like if we get a text message, we like want to answer it right away, or sometimes we have that desire to, get on Instagram and before you know it, you're on your phone for hours. So, or maybe it's one of those things too where you need to go ahead and solidify yourself and maybe create your own home office. Or it's time to create a playlist where a lot of people do really enjoy music while they're working. Maybe just stick your headphones in and just be able to kind of get rid of those distractions and just that extra noise that you don't need. Because once you're able to not let those things interfere with your workflow and just what you're trying to do and accomplish throughout the day or the week, it's really going to help you accomplish so much. You're gonna be able to realize that like not having those tiny little distractions and outside factors affect you, it's going to make you feel really productive. And the fact that like if you know that you can get so much stuff done without these things bothering you, that's where you know that you're gonna keep continuing to do it and create these really good habits for yourself. All right, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. I hope that you really were able to take away something from the 10 tips that I have and how to keep you motivated and consistent, because I have truly used all these 10 things and I really do apply them to my life. Because I think in general, just being able to have a good consistency and a solid foundation for yourself when you are setting goals, wanting to accomplish things, wanting to make changes in your life, this is where it's at. These are the steps that you need to go ahead and take in order to get there. And you may have more things that you do that are outside of my 10 tips, but if it's working for you, keep at it, keep doing it, because these are just the things that have been working for me. I have honestly seen such a huge difference when I've definitely started to apply these things in my life, and they have really been huge game changers. So I hope that you did really enjoy this video, and also don't forget, I do post videos every single week, so I will see you in next week's video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.